It's me, Zenobia darling. You're listening to hashtag Rockstar Life, the Coffee Break podcast. Let's go. Where the hell's my cold brew at? All right, and I'm live. What's up, guys? It's me, Zenobia darling. I had beamed down at Haven in Havre de Grace with one of my good friends, a spooky bitch, one of my paranormal investigator friends, Para Ann. How are you?
Hey, guys.
So, before we get started, there's been a little change up at Haven. I have my paint nines here. My next one is sold out, so sorry, guys. But you have officially come on board at Haven.
I am officially on board as of actually March 1st. It all started. So I have, Mellow Mondays every Monday. So
which is where we're at now. It's currently, what, like 9:24? And we're podcasting. We have what? How many people in the room? Including a few ghosts.
Yeah, including a few ghosts. Except Roger, because he likes to hide.
Well, he's a perv.
He's a perv. I'm sorry. We're
Roger is
way too dressed for him.
He is he's the resident ghost here at Haven. He's kind of like a tugboat captain. If you go on my website, there's a tugboat art I made on it. And I made it for him.
Yeah.
And he was like a ship captain, and he's always liked it here.
And he's like the typical fisherman. Like you think of like, you know, the yellow raincoat with the hat.
Yeah, like the Morton's fisherman. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's when I saw him, he had like a beard and like, yeah, but he's just, you know, like, you know, women that go in the bathroom, like,
that's
will
all
definitely
he's here
feel
for.
him because he's a perv. But like, he's like, he was here earlier. Like, someone said, like, oh, I see him, and I'm like, oh, it's Roger.
Yeah, but of course, if we start talking about him or break out any of our equipment, he disappears.
He's an interesting one because he's the type where he's like, you know, I'm here. Yeah. And like, not only that, like, we're all psychic. We all know he's here, but he's like, I'm not proving it to you.
Right.
Which I find, I'm like, he's a troll.
Well, I mean, I think he's just like, why do you have to keep pushing?
Yeah.
Like,
and
he's an old man also. Like, it takes a lot of energy. He's just like, you know what?
True.
I'm just here.
But we did have Frog Lady.
Frog Lady still guards the door.
She wants to come in, but that bitch is not.
Right.
Like, the bitch is staying outside.
Yeah.
So, because she was in here the one day, and that was when, like, Linnea saw how I banished spirits.
No, you pushed her out.
Well,
right?
She got the East Baltimore Dundalk bitch out of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, it's not my house, but I'm like, get out of here. And then she's like crawling on the wall, and like Roger, I remember I said that, like, Linnea was, it was Linnea. She goes, Roger, what's this girl doing here? And he's like, not mine. Like, you know, and she's hiding in the closet right there. So I'm like, girl, go away.
Go away.
Creepy Frog Lady.
She still tries to get in. She lives out on the ramp in front of the door.
Well, there's a lot of weird stuff.
Well, I was about to go into that. Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to say what this is,
but let's just say new construction really digs up some old spirits. But
there's new construction that's been stirring up the activity, and we have been feeling it at Haven. And a lot of people have been feeling it. Like, I have several people that walk down Market Street, and they're like, what is the energy? And I'm like, they're just doing new construction. Like, there's just like...
No, but it is
up.
dug up spirits who I've came into contact with new energies all around town.
Yeah.
So like Coffee with the Dead in Haven, we just did our first public investigation.
At McGregor's.
Which we are going to be doing more of. We already have one scheduled May 29th. It's our Dining with the Dead series.
And it'll be my birthday, so we will be there celebrating my birthday. So Zenobia's 25th birthday. So.
Yep, and we get, so you guys get... full dinner, you get, you know, your drink, everything is all included that night.
And
then the full investigation.
Yes, a professional, ethical paranormal investigating.
Yes, like we actually crossed over to spirits last time.
Which is that's what paranormal investigating is for.
Right. They're there, they're trapped, they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, like the energy that we picked up there, it's the same energy that I picked up one in like our the last seance that I led before I went on vacation, and that was when they had just started the construction across the street. And
those seances, like
it's all over town now
because you have monthly seances here.
Yes,
like I have been to a few of them. I'm telling you, like the shit that comes through is amazing, and like also I like this because most people like are so afraid of the spirits. The spirits have a sense of humor. They're going to come through with a sense of humor, and like, it's fun.
It's you gotta mix it up when you're dead. Like, there's only so much wandering around you can do.
Yeah.
So of course they want to mess with
my grandmother came
us.
through. My grandfather came through. It was fun.
Oh, we get a lot of animals that come through. A lot of people's cats, dogs. I've had some even like a bearded dragon.
Yeah. We had a dog that wanted Taco Bell. That was fun.
Yes,
that was fun. And they're fun.
And in real life, the dog actually really loved Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So
well, I remember it came through me, and I was like, "Why am I seeing Taco Bell?" Like, and I was just, and like that's how like they work, and it's like you just kind of open up, and you're like, "What's going to be coming?" And I had Taco Bell, and then the minute I say it, it resonated with someone in the room, and then it was like we started laughing, and it's like, oh, it is what it is. Like that's the fun part of these because it's like we're doing it in a safe environment. Like I cannot tell you how many times people are like, I'm afraid of that. And it's like
no, we don't let people leave the circle without.
We close the session, we protect it. Like you're with people that know what the fuck we're doing when we're messing with this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not some dumb teenagers or some like dumb 40-year-old influencers that see a Ouija board on Instagram, buy it, not know what they're doing, mess around with it, leave the portal open, and then God knows what comes through. Like we're not doing that.
No. And we're also not broadcasting what we do and beefing it up or,
Yeah, we're not being Zach Bay.
We're not being Zach. Oh my God, we're about to get to him. But like, no, we are like a no fluff group, and we are all about, first and foremost, it's protect yourself, and then it's respect.
Yes. You got to respect the dead. Even though they're dead, they're still humans. You treat them with respect, dignity, and be nice to them.
And you can't...
Don't yell at them. Don't antagonize them. Don't have roid rage and like douchebag out on them like seen on Ghost Adventures.
And what is he up to anyway lately? You said you just watched his latest...
Oh, no. Well, when I was texting you earlier, I was at work, and I was just kind of like, okay, what is Zach up to? Like, what is going on in paranormal pop culture? So basically, what was it? TMZ reported, this was in January, that a guest in his haunted museum fainted after touching a haunted doll. So I'm like, okay. But also I'm like, Zach knows how this media game works. So that's the other thing you have to like put into that is like...
Well, that's part of it. Because I mean,
you're going to see
you're on TV. So you have to fall into being lumped into your entertainment.
And you have to remember that like his idol is like the Barnum and Bailey dude.
Yeah.
Like the circus dude. So he's a theater person, and he's also like, he's a real housewife. Like you have to remember that. So every so often you're going to see like a TMZ news article about something with the museum. You're going to see him do an appearance somewhere. Like he was just on the freaking Puppy Bowl. Even though they're owned by the same, it's Discovery, so it's like, he's going to be plugging his shit, but it's like, you're going to see that stuff because he's like that. He's basically Lisa Vanderpump, but a douchebaggy ghost hunter, so.
Yeah, and every now and then you're going to see details of his personal life released, like that's just what happens when you're in the spotlight, so it's really easy to judge him.
He's a weird
one. But
he
does these things to himself.
Yes, he's a weird one because you never see her about his personal life. Like, Holly will do it a little bit on her podcast, like Girls Next Level with Bridget Marquardt. She'll occasionally talk about it, but she never really says his name, but we all know who it is.
Yeah.
And, like, she's gotten more and more open about saying that because they've been together for, like 5 years?
Right.
But it's like, that's it. But Zach's, like, locked down. And I think that also shows how much he knows media.
He's very smart. Like, he knows his shit, even though... we have talked about him in Ghost Adventures. And,
I mean, you can go back and listen to both episodes, and I mean, we are shit talking this man.
Yeah, absolutely, and he deserves it. We're not wrong in what we say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he knows his shit. He is a smart man. He's an entertainer. He's doing it. You know.
Well, so Ghost Adventures, they had their new season that, of course, premiered in like the spooky season, but it's kind of been on hiatus. But they released like him and like the crew will do the screening rooms, but I think they label it like screaming rooms. So it's him in like his like gothed out like home theater, and they watch old episodes. I watched one on my break today at work, and it was one where he was I couldn't comprehend which episode they were watching because Zach was like full on Zach Bagans mode.
So like, are they watching it and like
they're
owning
watching
their
it.
shit and making fun of themselves?
But they're like,
or are they like
they sort of make fun of themselves? Like Aaron makes fun of himself. Like Aaron's in on it, but like Zach kept crying.
Oh my! What was
was
so
like, what are
emotional? There's never been an emotional moment in that
I've
show.
done this for 15 years. I never thought I would have this. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Oh, he's just
are
so
you,
grateful for being possessed all the time.
I'm like,
What
you
is
and
he
your
grateful for?
$120
What is
million,
he crying about?
like you're laughing all the way to your penthouse gothed out mansion in Summerlin, Nevada, dude.
Oh yeah,
like,
and he's just so emotional.
Yeah, but he's like bawling about that. He's like bawling.
But that's the actor too, right?
That's the
'Cause
thing.
he
He's a
knows.
theater. He knows what he's doing, and it's like
knows.
it is pretty remarkable that Ghost Adventures is on like season like 26. They've been on since I remember watching.
That's how you do it. That's how you last, though. You have to be an actor. You have to do
and that's
these
why I'm
things.
like all these things point to like you know what you're doing, and now that you're trying to showing your gratefulness, and he did talk about the end of it, and he's like, when the time comes, it'll come. And it's like
The time for
fuck are you-
what?
like what the fuck are you talking about?
It's
like
been 15 years. I
yes.
hope your time has came
like,
by now.
I mean, I will
Like-
say, like, I want him to come to the East Coast more. Like, I've been noticing, like, early.
I would love to bring him on Coffee Break. I would love to have like a serious.
I would love
to, like, be serious.
I don't think he would do it because he's not a media person.
Yeah.
He doesn't, like, anytime, like, he'll occasionally be like, Entertainment Tonight. But like they're coming to his haunted museum, and it's all he has to curate. And I'm the same way, so I can't like judge him that much. But like he wants to control his edit. He wants to control the.
It just makes it a pain in the ass to work with.
Yes.
For the other people.
I mean, yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Right. We
And
know
it's
how
like,
it is because we're all the same way.
Yes, and it's like I get that and I respect that, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, dude, like, you know, like
Yeah.
you need to do more. Like Holly goes on other media appearances. Like she knows.
Is he just like, oh, I don't need to really promote and stuff because I'm already.
Well, I mean, he also
going?
has a media team and a marketing team at the Haunted Museum, and they plug that shit like crazy. Like this
Oh my
TMZ
God.
article.
Oh my God, I don't mean to switch subjects, but you just reminded me when you said haunted museum. So actually, I'm going to tell you a story.
Is it an off mic story?
No, this can be on mic. Well, it's a mix.
I will say we've had to cut a lot out.
Let me
so.
just say, like, you have heard the off mic version already.
Ooh.
But let me tell you the on mic version for everyone else. So when you said haunted museum, you just reminded me. So the purple cauldron, right? It's actually our little witchy.
That's our witch group.
Yes, that's our Haven
Don't
witchy
tell
group.
the Catholics.
No. No. So we all took a trip to this museum in Doylestown.
Oh, the Vampire Museum.
Pennsylvania. So it's actually called.
Oh, God.
No. So it's actually called Vampa. Is the name of it?
Oh God.
That's the whole name. Vampa. That's it. We had a blast. We had a freaking blast. It was cool. So it is a vampire museum in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and they have vampire hunting kits from.
Like, do they have an actual? Like, I'm trying to find like a hot, rich vampire daddy.
There
Like,
are no.
I want that.
Okay, so there is rich vampire daddy there, but not the
No,
hot.
I don't want
He
like a
is not
human. Like,
hot.
I want an actual like vampire daddy. Like,
No,
bite my neck. Like,
I
want that.
No,
Like, I want to sleep in a coffin.
there's no like Lestat interview of the vampire sexiness here.
I probably wouldn't be. It's probably a hoarder that has some weird attachment to this.
Oh my
stuff.
God, it feels
Was that
like
it?
that.
Was that it?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know for sure.
I've been. Oh
but
man.
It's set up like a big antique mall, and every single object is for sale. So it's really cool.
So it's more of a gallery than a museum.
It's more of a gallery than a museum.
But
yeah,
they
and
call
there-
themselves a museum.
Yes, there's no
Okay.
plaques. There's no tour
Was there
guides.
theater involved?
No, you're on your own.
Okay,
you just
that's
walk
good.
through,
That's
and it's
good,
not
'cause-
like it's not
yeah.
even like self-guided. Like it is not even set up like
Mm-hmm.
a museum. So you're just looking at this stuff that doesn't have any explanation on it. But it's still a really cool place. They had some. If you like looking at antiques, really really cool stuff. There's peacocks on the property.
Oh, peacocks.
There are 3 females and 1 male,
Ooh.
and he just dances at them and
I love
shakes
it.
his tail
Everyone
feathers.
get fucked.
Right? Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want a vampire daddy.
I mean, we all have our.
That's
version,
what I would be going there for.
Right? We all have our version of daddy.
Like, did you have any like weird experiences there, or
So
like?
I really felt a lot of the negative energy. So I felt like the 2 middle rooms. So first of all, the guy's uncle was an exorcist back in like the 40s.
Okay.
Okay, and so
Like, so
there's
did he
a lot
work
of his
with
actual
the,
props. Yeah,
with the Catholic Church for that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff that he used in his exorcisms is in this museum. And I know I did say everything's for sale, but the first room is not for sale.
Yeah.
That is
because it's
just-
it's those artifacts.
Yeah,
so.
it's the artifacts and stuff. So I will say the exorcist chair did freak me out. Granted, I've never actually seen one in person before, so there's just that shock value too. There was a skeleton rocking chair.
Ooh. 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 I love it.
It was huge. It was probably like 10 feet long.
Actual bone, though?
It was claimed to be made of actual bone.
Oh, God.
But there was the skeleton.
That poor spirit, though.
There were 2 skeletons. So the first body was on the front, the second body was on the back, and in the middle was like a throne chair that you could sit on. And I don't know the purpose. I don't know the reason. It was freaky. It was just freaky. And then it got darker from there. So I started to feel nauseous at one point. There's this room full of Ouija boards and some artifacts that are thought to be from
I love a
Aleister
Ouija
Crowley.
board. Oh, well, I got some thoughts on him.
But
He's an old theater gay.
He is.
Who's spooky and just wanted to fuck and do magic and
yeah.
just use theater. Like,
absolutely. But, just like we've talked about,
Yeah.
even though you're in it for entertainment, you're still bringing in those energies and,
He's
you're
he's
still
a
opening
queen,
doors.
though.
And
He's a fucking
even though
queen.
he was not, he was an entertainer. He was a
Exactly.
queen. That's all it was. He was a parlor trick.
Yeah.
That's it. But,
Ooh.
still, he's got some energy and he worked with real occultists.
Yeah.
Like Lady, I can't believe I can't remember her name right now, but she hand painted the whole
Oh.
Thoth Tarot deck.
Yeah.
Lady.
Yeah. I know. Is it Thelema? No, that's the book that he read.
It's not Philema.
Yeah.
It's like Lady Ada or.
Okay. I know who you're talking
I'm
about.
butchering it.
Yeah.
I'm butchering it,
I
so
know
I'm
who
just
you're
gonna
talking
stop,
about. Just
but-
Google it, guys.
Yeah.
You're listening to this on the phone. Google it.
Yeah. So he supposedly has some artifacts in there, but the energy was so bad. Like literally the 2 middle rooms, I felt like I was going to throw up, and I felt like I was in danger. I felt like I was going to be.
Did you see
attacked.
anything? Like, I
So,
see shadow people a lot of times when I go to places like
I
that.
didn't actually see anything there just because I felt disturbed.
Any haunted dolls?
So there is a doll room, and it is labeled as this room is known to have demonic activity. So be cautious.
The demon.
Be cautious when entering. Blah blah
Okay,
blah.
let
And
me
you go
give
in
you
and
the-
it's just hanging doll
Yeah.
heads,
Well, let
and some
me
of them
give
have
you-
like
oh, like-
clown makeup on, and like.
Ew.
And
Were
they're
they the
all
porcelain
antique.
dolls?
They're all porcelain, and they're
Ew.
old. So there's like the paint's chipped, and it's just the heads.
Okay, let me give you some tea
But
on
go
like
ahead.
haunted dolls
Go ahead,
because
yes.
like I've been dealing with haunted dolls. Most haunted dolls, they're really creepy. Something I found in paranormal investigating is a lot of haunted dolls are actually the ghosts, the uncrossed over spirits of pedophiles. They die, they don't want to cross over because they have to like kind of attune for what they did.
Yeah.
So they attach the dolls to be close to kids. It's sick, it's disgusting, but that is why so many haunted dolls are creepy.
I mean, it's
not all haunted dolls are this, but I can guarantee you
It's
most
sick,
of
but
them.
it makes sense.
Yeah, and like your body's picking up on that energy, and that's
Oh.
why you're like, why is this doll creepy? And it's like, oh, because there's probably a dude in there wants to fuck you at like will fuck a 12-year-old. Like it's sick
Right.
like that.
I don't know. I actually really love porcelain dolls.
Mm-hmm.
I actually always I thought they were like really pretty and all, but then there's other ones that like you
Are
said,
creepy as fuck.
I never thought about that kind of energy being attached, but that is like
It's
I know it's messed up, but I'm gonna say it is smart for
yeah.
them.
I mean, no, it's like that's why when I say you get a haunted doll, like
that's
don't
so freaky.
try to
Like,
get the
please
spirit.
cleanse your objects.
Yes.
Whenever you buy things that are
And when you go to
handed-
antiques, cleanse it. But also, I always say if you're dealing with a haunted doll, like don't try to get the spirit away from the doll because it could jump into other objects. Just bury it in the earth.
bury
I
it.
say just bury it. That fucker wants to stay in the doll. Have fun. You're stuck in the ground forever. Entomb it.
Oh, that is a good one. I like to bury them for like a year. Them meaning objects in general, anything. Like I like to bury them for about a year, let the whole cycle go through, and then bring them up and see if the energy's changed. And most of the time it does.
Yeah.
But, there's always exceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like porcelain dolls, like, I love looking at them, but they can be creepy, like when they're already like worn down and stuff. And like I never thought about that with like that certain kind of energy being.
It's a dark truth. It's a dark truth.
It is.
that I feel like people don't realize with haunted dolls.
No, that's just like when you said that, I'm just like,
Yeah.
of course. But anyway, so yeah, always cleanse your items.
Always
We were
cleanse it. If you go
saying that,
antiquing, sage that motherfucker. Like,
Yeah,
antiques are the worst. Antiques are the absolute fucking worst.
they are the worst
So,
because they're going to have the most energies on them. But even when you buy new stuff, like anything you're bringing into your house for the first time, you just got to brush it off.
you
brush
should
it off.
sage. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do your thing with
So.
it.
All right, ad break. I gotta pay for all this damn coffee I'm drinking and tea I'm spilling. It's me, Zenobia, darling. So, as many of you know, I'm more than just a podcaster, stand-up comic, and drag queen. I'm also a very accomplished painter and photographer, and you can check it all out on ZenobiaDarlingCreative.com. I have an art blog on there sponsored by the Harford County Cultural Arts Board. And just all my paintings, photography, you get podcast stuff. I have an art film that premiered in September that you can buy on there too. So make sure you check it out. It supports me, supports the podcast. All right, so let's get back to the podcast.
But no,
So hold on. We got someone here. Someone joined us.
Oh,
we got
hey.
Miss Sharon, queen, icon, legend.
Hi, guys.
Say
Thanks
hello.
for inviting me tonight.
Yes, you were in the audience, and I figured, just come on, Mike.
Oh, well, thank
Come
you.
on, Mike.
Thanks.
So I
Yeah.
love it. Do you have any experience with dolls?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
No.
Do you like dolls?
I did
Okay.
until I got older.
I hear that.
And there's some creepy antique dolls in
Ooh.
town.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
there's a lot of antiques.
Yeah, and the dolls are
Yeah.
very creepy.
So you're like a part of the Haven family. So
Yes.
you've been in one of my paint nights. You had a very cathartic experience.
Yes.
My paintings are the best.
I love your paint nights.
Yes.
They're so much fun.
And you also do like retail hours here too. Like,
I do.
Yeah, Linnea told me you were here on like Friday.
Friday, every other Friday.
Excellent.
March 1st was my first. I'm here 12 to
Yes.
5. And I'll be alternating Fridays with Para Ann.
Yes.
And I know you have your own hours.
Yes.
I'm doing 12 to 5 also.
Oh, you are?
So every Friday is going to be 12 to 5 retail hours.
Excellent. Come buy your witchy shit. I got those candles.
Yes.
I got the new moon one. I love those candles. I have to sell them.
Like, what about it? Like, are you into the smell?
It smells like old Abercrombie.
Oh.
Like that Abercrombie and Finch
yes.
smell that like.
Yes.
You were a model there, right?
I was the Paragon
Right.
City one.
Yes.
That was my favorite job. That was, oh my God, I loved it. And my sister would always be like, the minute you walked in the door, I could smell you. And I'm like, of
Oh,
course.
absolutely.
And I will say, Fierce room spray is different than Fierce cologne. The room spray is in a glass bottle with like a spray on it. It smells like the store because Fierce doesn't smell like it unless it sits on your clothes overnight.
No, it really matters, like, on the packaging for that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like, what materials it's
Yeah.
in, you
But like,
know?
I love that smell. I mean, I think it's in my DNA now because now when I sweat, people say, like, you kind of smell like you're wearing Abercrombie. And I'm like, it's
It's
the year I spent in a store.
yeah.
Yeah. You could always.
Your blood just smells of
Yeah.
Abercrombie now.
But I mean, that's not a bad thing.
No, this first
No,
thing
that
to
was a good
smell
smell.
like.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's not bad. So, all right. So let's get back to the McGregor's investigation. Were you there?
No, unfortunately,
Okay.
I wasn't.
I was gonna be there, but like, I'll be there on the May 29th one.
Yes.
It will be.
Yeah.
We literally, I want to celebrate my birthday. So
yeah, no, that's what
nothing
we're
will make
doing.
me happier than.
And you know,
freaking
your
ghost
next paint
hunting.
night is actually on, isn't it on the 15th?
15th of March, but it's sold out.
That's my birthday.
It's sold
Woo!
out. So stop
But
by,
it
make
is
an
sold out.
appearance.
Of course, I might.
So, like, what evidence did you get? What things
So
came
yeah,
up?
so like McGregor's. So there's a lot that I don't want to talk about publicly.
I will say there is some dark stuff there.
Yeah, and I don't really want to talk about that because
I mean, because it's not something that I don't know. Like, still go eat there. Still, like, you're not in danger or anything. But like, just know that Havre de Grace in the 20s was Little Chicago, and there was a lot of dark stuff that happened.
yeah, it has
and
a history.
It's the history.
Yeah, I will say though, like nobody had to leave, or nobody left early. Nobody felt uncomfortable. We met a lot of actually very positive energies. We were able to cross over 2 ladies who, unfortunately, you know,
Suffered some trauma.
some things happened.
We'll
to
keep it at that.
Yeah. But they were ready to go, and they went very easily. They were so grateful.
Jeremiah made an appearance.
Oh my-
Jeremiah, he made it. Did I tell you?
Oh my God, no! So
Oh,
So Linnea and Deborah. Deborah's also just joined the Haven family. She'll be here regularly.
She's an amazing psychic medium.
Yes, she is. And
And has a lot of common sense, which I appreciate.
she does. She's very well grounded for being, you know, one of the Haven crew.
Yes.
What were you getting? You had a point you were getting ready to
Jeremiah.
bring up.
So
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah-
So like he actually showed up,
Yeah, of course he would.
and
Well, I mean, the State Theater's right next door.
yeah. So I guess it makes sense, right? And according to history, there's a tunnel between the two
Yeah.
buildings.
Apparently there was like,
So-
and I've talked to Jared, who's done a lot of they're in the process of like fixing up the state. Like it's been fixed up, but they're like doing more renovations. And he can't find evidence of the tunnel, but there's always been rumors that there's a tunnel between all the buildings, which doesn't surprise me. I'm sure, I mean, that was 100 years ago throughout the time. I'm sure it's been blocked off. Like, there's been other renovations. So, but there is rumors that there's a tunnel that goes next door.
I'm sure for bootlegging. And,
Yeah, bootlegging.
and bodies,
boozing,
and all anything, hangout spot,
getting
Just-
pussy,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Jeremiah probably knows all about it.
Yeah. But Jeremiah, like, he followed me to work the other day. Like, I'm literally at my new job in the art gallery, and like I'm doing something in the middle of the gallery with one of the gallery workers, and like my boss is in her office with like, I don't know, the blinds closed, and she's on like a Zoom call, and she opens the door and she's like, Derek, what's up? Did you just knock? And I'm like, no. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, you really did not just knock. And I'm like, no. Like, you see me with a box in my hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see, the dude with the box, dude helping me with a box. Like, we're not even near the door. And he's like, or no, she was like, I swear, like, you walked up and you knocked on it. I saw your shadow. And like, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So then I went to the state and I was up there like doing like, I think it was like drag brunch or something like that. And I went upstairs on the spirit box and I said, Jeremiah, like, what have you been up to? And he said, fun at the gallery.
Wow.
And I'm like,
That's
it's
amazing.
fucking Jeremiah.
You have a stalker.
Yeah. He's a fun stalker though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know about our Haven group too, like we get such validation. Like
Yeah.
the things we pick up on, you know, just daily, you know, we're just going down the street and we're like, oh, you know what, it feels like, you know, Jeremiah's with us. And then, you know, you get the thing on the spirit box. It's like fun at the art
He came
gallery.
through with
like,
one of our, with
it's
one of the
so specific.
seances. Yeah.
It's so specific.
Like fun at the art gallery. And then I'm like, oh, it was you. And then also jazz music started playing from one of the Macs.
Right.
And
So
I mean,
there you
Jeremiah
go.
was a jazz musician. He played the saxophone in the 20s. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. So like, you know, we know what we're talking about.
I mean, he can give me
here.
money though. He can give me a damn dollar, like he said on those two EVPs.
Oh my God, he's
though.
such a
I mean,
tease,
I'll
though.
take money though.
Yeah, you throw it at you.
I love him though, because I know that if he was alive today, he would be a part of the State family. He would be one of us. He probably would be good friends with me, and like,
yeah.
that's something that I'm like, you know, and like being a black man in the 20s, I'm sure that,
That
like,
was
and also
amazing.
being someone that was murdered up there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that he, you know, he's kind of like living his life. And also I told him, I was like, I'm going to make you a famous ghost.
Yeah.
And also I just know how he was a performer. I know how that works. So
Yeah.
it's going to be like, oh, this dude's cool.
Yeah, and you know, he's been through it. His wife, was that his wife?
No. He was, I think he was having an affair with another actress. So that's what the story is. That she was pregnant and her husband came in. She was like 6 months pregnant.
Wow.
Came in, killed him on the balcony, like bashed his head in, and then went down and shot her and killed her in the lobby.
Right.
That's
and that
what,
was Jeremiah's baby? Or-
we don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know. There's some type of, but like that's, but also because he was black and it was the 20s, they didn't like. There's no like. It's hard to find because they didn't talk about that
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
no.
Or
You know?
care.
Yeah, or care.
But
yeah.
honestly, if I was his wife, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
that's the thing. I'm like, I get it, but I mean,
Yeah.
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 But it's like I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we have to get like Mari on him, like.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like, next time I'm around Jeremiah, I'm gonna ask him that because I bet you he'll answer it. And like he
With
has
you, like if you guys were private, you know.
I wonder if he would because
Yeah.
like I feel like he would feel comfortable, and I feel like if I did it in a jokey way, he probably would answer because I know he has a sense of humor. I know he laughs. He's a jokester. I also think he was a comic. Like I don't think that like I think he also like yes he played instruments, but he was a comic. So
Yeah, I see him just having good energy.
yeah. So he's a
Even
good.
That'd be
happy for
interesting.
how hard
He's a
it
very
was.
yeah. I can only imagine, and like it's kind of ironic because they're in the process of fixing up the balcony, and it's going to be more of like a VIP area. And I'm like,
Oh, nice.
like the balcony was where black people were forced to sit, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like now that's the VIP area.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
you know,
That's
Can you
kinda messed
imagine how much
up.
fun we'd have
Yeah.
from the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh,
If we
God.
were in the balcony?
yeah, that was fun because you did go to Rocky Horror.
I did.
Oh my
It was
God.
so
Yes.
much fun.
That was so
So
much fun.
also Purple Cauldron likes to go to the
We do stuff.
yes, we do.
do.
We do things. So there's a local
We're
theater
a
group.
coven.
We are. But the local theater group, right? They do monthly presentations.
Frankie's Midnight Runners. So
Frankie's Midnight Runners.
They do a
does
good job.
the
That's
Rocky
like the-
Horror
yeah.
every month.
And I have seen a lot of Rocky Horror, like live shadow cast, stuff like that. They do the best, I have to say. Like,
I have to agree. I've
yeah,
seen a few.
Marion, who runs it, like she is on point with it. Like, yeah, it's a good.
It was so fun.
It was
Yeah.
So fun.
a
and
lot
it's
of
dirty
fun.
and it's raunchy and it's like
Oh,
queer as fuck.
and
Which
the
is all
they had half the audience up, half
Yeah.
naked,
Yeah.
running
Oh,
laps
my
around
gosh,
the
your
theater at
friend.
one
Oh
point.
yeah, Davey got.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was so proud of him.
That was the first time he ever experienced Rocky Horror. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
he really got into it.
Yeah.
Which like it's something where it's like once you are open to it and get into it,
Yeah.
it's amazing. So
How about the guy sitting to the left of us, like in the middle? and he was just
yeah.
barking out lines. It
Yep.
was so funny, but it started to sound like he had Tourette's after a while.
Because people like yell back, and it's like that's a thing.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you
but
do
it was
bark.
fun.
I
Yeah.
love it though. I fucking love it.
So
I
we do things.
Yeah.
We have fun. We go out.
go to a vampire museum.
we go to Vampa.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Wait, didn't we go? Were you? I don't think you went to that. We went to see wolves.
I did not go to the wolf
Which was-
sanctuary.
that was really cool.
But when the weather breaks, I think Linnea starts having those trips more regularly.
I want to
Every
go to a
full
big
moon.
cat sanctuary.
It's every full
Me
moon.
too.
Like I love
Yeah.
wolves, but I want cats. Like I'm feline. I want.
Well, I
see
know
one.
like the zoo, like Baltimore Zoo does sleepovers and stuff. So if we
they
got a
do.
group together,
I'd be down.
Which is totally something that purple
and
culture
I'm sure
does.
it's haunted too.
it is so
well-
haunted. I work there.
You did work there?
Yeah, I volunteered. I was a docent.
Yeah.
So
I bet you it's creepy at night.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
makes a zoo haunted though? Like what happened?
Oh, well, the mansion up on the hill, which is their offices, well, our offices were in the basement where the slaves were kept.
Ooh.
Yes. And
Ooh.
so
That's
it is
gonna be
extremely
dark.
haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, say no more. I didn't know that there
And that's
were.
where you were talking about tunnels earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a tunnel from the inner harbor all the way up.
Yep, for bootlegging.
Yeah. And
Probably human trafficking, sadly.
could be. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, at night, I know I was there to raise money for a rhino.
Oh, I
so-
love rhinos.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we were there at night, all in. I don't know if you guys have been to the mansion.
I've seen it. I've never-
Okay, so inside is a huge wraparound deck. That's the best way to explain it, where they have weddings and such.
I don't know the property.
Where the penguins come out, and you can have the penguins come to your wedding.
I guess if you have it there,
Like,
they stink.
Yeah, they smell like pee. I remember the penguins in South Africa. I was like excited to see them, and I'm like, ew.
Yeah, but I love them. But
They're
if I
cute.
was down in like the tunnels with them, because being a docent, you could go to different places behind the scenes. But yeah, when we were up there doing a fundraiser for the rhinos, it was very haunted up there.
Oh,
You know,
that's weird. I wonder if they'd be
Yeah.
open to the ghosts. That's a sad part. A lot of places aren't open to it.
I know.
Which, like, I mean,
a lot of people don't
I
want that
don't
kind of
know.
publicity.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. They might.
and probably because you know them, you probably
Well, it was 1997,
okay.
98, 99. So,
Ooh,
yeah. That was
put that on the
best job.
list.
I mean,
It was the best
Did you have
job.
any interactions with monkeys? Monkeys
No,
scare the
because-
shit out of me. I hate monkeys.
Oh, I love monkeys. I just don't like I've never gone in the reptile house.
Oh, see, I don't mind.
Ever.
I love. Like, I'm getting over my fear of snakes. Like, I will tell you, the most terrifying animal I've ever dealt with is a baboon in South Africa.
Oh,
They tried to
yeah.
mug me. Those things are
Yeah.
little feral humans.
oh my gosh.
Too smart for their own good, and like, whew.
Yeah. Now the monkeys down at the Baltimore Zoo, that's what it was called back then.
Yeah.
Now it's I think the Maryland Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
But the gibbons, we were told.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
that they are more dangerous than a lion if they get out because
Yep.
they make this sound like a whoop, and they will come up from behind and just like scalp you
Yep.
and like take your eyeballs.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
they know to go. Like,
of all the
yeah,
things to
they're
steal.
so,
And they're so
fucking
cute.
smart. It's,
Yeah, they are so smart.
It's insane.
But you really can't. Yeah, the monkeys are kind of housed.
Well, people
You
get
can't down.
chimps, and like then you always have stuff like
Well, the spider monkeys, who've
Yeah.
been known as service animals,
Right.
have. There was a story about one in California who
They probably
mauled
mauled-
her
yeah.
owner's face.
yeah,
Oh,
chimps do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like chimps are
Oh,
very
chimps
dangerous.
Are horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
But-
gorilla, they're like really. I mean,
I
But-
could have a gorilla for a pet.
yeah. I think
they
they're
are very
sweet.
cute.
I know. They're
and
nice.
human, and like
Well, not all of them.
they're very human. Like
They're
it's like
sweet
that's,
if you treat them right.
and that's something
Yeah.
that like I don't think people realize about monkeys is like when you're around them, what makes them scary is you're so human.
Yeah.
Like and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, wait a minute, like
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think chimps, if I remember
The
correctly,
bonobos.
bonobos, they're
yeah.
crazy. But
Yeah.
the chimps share 98% of our DNA.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
so human like. Like orangutans the same way.
And I'm sure too, like with the zoo being haunted,
Yeah.
I'm sure some of that energy
you imagine?
makes the
Probably when someone
animals
scream.
react. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, getting back to Zach Bagans.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when he did the Halloween episode? This is what I'm going to have you watch. He went to Joe Exotic's zoo.
Oh my god.
Like,
Oh.
and it was like, it's really haunted. And Zach was saying at the very beginning, he was like, this place, I was watching Tiger King like everyone was. And
Yeah.
it's, I kept getting a vibe like there's some type of attachment to Joe Exotic. It's haunted. Like there's something. And sure enough, they reached out. And it was before Carol Baskin was taking over the zoo.
Yeah.
And it was like they went and found found really haunted stuff. Like they had the dude that killed himself there. He came up. They found like evidence of human remains in the crocodile pit. And they were also getting into other mythology, and they had a lot of disclaimers saying like, we can't prove this. But the people were like, oh yeah, people came on and he shot him. Like, oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Well, didn't Carol feed her husband? Or
well, that's the rumors. That's the
rumors.
rumors.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
and also, you think about it, you know, what can leave a haunting, what can make a haunting, right? Just like energy stains. And
Yeah.
you think about like,
They're abusing
after watching
animals,
that
yeah.
show, and
Yeah.
like you even see like the type of people that owned it.
Oh, God,
And just
yeah.
their lives
Yes.
and their own inner drama.
Yeah.
Like,
some meth gay energy. Like,
yeah,
ooh.
exactly. Like they
Shit
need
was
a crystal
nuts.
grid that plays hard.
Yeah.
Like it is just,
But it was one of the darkest hauntings.
It
Like,
is.
It really is dark.
I don't think. Yeah, that's sad, especially when it involves animals.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like I love big cats. Like I
Yeah.
felt bad, but
yeah.
I don't know. But that was a dark. So it wouldn't surprise me if the zoo was haunted. Like
Oh yeah.
with and also I feel like animals have the energy and they also can pick up on it.
Well, they do, and nature's going to fight back. So
Yeah.
of
Oh,
course
yeah.
they want to be heard. You know,
Oh,
they're going
totally.
to lash out. You
Yeah.
know?
Totally.
So, yeah, there's definitely some. I've definitely picked up on like in the past some like upset animal energy for
Yeah,
lack
well,
of
animals- I
a better
mean,
way to explain it. Like
Well,
just
it
walking
was
through
your
the
dog
woods.
that came through. We were talking about that in the very beginning about the Taco
Yes,
Bell,
Roxy.
which I fucking love.
Roxy
Yes.
just passed away after that seance.
Yeah.
And what you all didn't know is that first you didn't know that she loved Taco Bell, and that night I was going to take her for Taco Bell. On the
didn't
way
know
to
the
the
story.
emergency. No, you never heard the story. I was on the way to the emergency vet with her, and I thought I'm just going to stop at Taco Bell. It was the middle of the night, driving to Bel Air, but she cried so much
Yeah.
that I just had to like pass it. But yeah, it was Roxy.
Because she came, I remember, like, I'm like, why is there Taco? Like, I was the one that, like,
Yeah.
picked up on it, and then I'm like, I know I'm hungry, but I'm like, I'm not. And Taco Bell is like my favorite.
Yeah,
Like, Taco
yeah.
Bell's the best.
It is the best.
It's the best. I love a crunch wrap, and like I was like, why am I craving Taco Bell? Like, why I'm seeing Taco Bell, and then when I said that, it resonated with you, and I was like, oh, and then it's like,
Yeah.
yes, like is the feline or canine energy,
Yeah, yeah,
and your husband came through.
yes.
He has a sense of humor.
That was amazing. That was the
Yeah.
first seance that I think I led,
Yeah.
maybe. And it was the first time I met you, though, Sharon.
Yeah, yeah.
And right away, I was like, "Oh, I see the good humor man."
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oh, well, that was my father."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, but he's like laughing and joking." And I described the way he looked and everything. You were like, "Oh no, that's Bill."
Yeah, well, Bill's being a trickster that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had opened it with, well, when I come into it, I thought, I'm not bringing Bill into this when I go tonight.
Oh, he brought himself.
So
into
he
it
brought
right
himself
away.
in, but that's the thing with a sense of humor. And
Yes.
and it's like people get so freaked out about seances and all this stuff, but I'm like the spirit world, they have like they're going to be funny, like they're going to
Yeah.
be humorous.
And that's something you don't think about
Yeah.
too often, you know?
No.
So, yeah, we will sometimes even misinterpret their jokes as like being like a different entity
Well, remember
altogether.
at first you saw like a butcher, and then you saw someone from
I saw the butcher
Ukraine
first,
or
yes.
something.
Yeah.
A Russian. It was a Russian.
And then you said it was Bill, and he was like taking off masks and showing himself
Oh
to
my
you.
God, I
Do you
did.
remember that?
I did.
Yeah.
And you said, and then you told me how he would wear costumes and he
Yeah.
liked to play pranks on people.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
See, our Haven crew knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I had a weird thing. I think I told you like this weekend because like I called you because
oh, yes.
I had my ancestor spirits come to me in a dream. So
Yes.
Friday night, and to give you some backstory, I just
This is like a red flag, like 911 message for you, though. Like, really, like,
yeah,
pay attention to that shit.
Yeah, it was like so. I astrologically, I just entered a period like the end of February where like things are going into bloom. Like I basically said, like it's forward motion. Like your career, home, love, everything's expanding, and it's kind of like, but you're also dealing with like growing pains with it. So I fell asleep Friday night, and I had a dream. I was in my bedroom, and my grandmother was there.
Is this Shirley?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like she's always around me. My grandma. Yeah. She was there, and she was in witch makeup, which like that was the first time I was like, okay, like I always got a witch vibe from her, but like she also was raised Southern Baptist, so I don't think she ever explored it, but I always got a vibe that she leaned a little witchy. And she was there. My uncle was there and two other women. One of them I kind of recognized, but I'm not going to say on mic. And then the other one, like, I didn't recognize, but looked familiar. Like I could tell she was like, it was family. And they were lighting something. And my grandmother was like, oh, this is like, for prosperity, like blah, blah, blah. And they were in my bedroom.
Like, did you know in life that your grandmother was into witchcraft?
No. I mean, she always like, she kind of was into ghosts and whatnot. And like my mom's really into ghosts, and it was her mother. But like, again, she had a lot of that Southern Baptist upbringing. And like, I know she would get mad at me if I said like, God damn it, or something like that. She would get mad, like, don't use the Lord name in vain. So stuff like that. So like, but I think more the more she comes to me in the spirit world, like after she's passed, I'm like, okay, like you're definitely, I don't know if she's doing it because she knows that's my like methodology with it, but she was there. And then she leaned over and said, I'll see you next week. And I woke up. And when I woke up, I could smell the incense. And I hadn't burned incense in my apartment in a while.
So that's more like a visitation.
Yeah.
Than
so then I text you.
Oh, no, this was completely like astral.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And
she
then,
visited.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I text you and Linnea. I texted Linnea when I woke up, and then I called you later because there was some other drama that I'm not getting into that happened.
Off mic.
And so I called you, and then so I told you. But then after I texted Linnea, I was like drinking my coffee, having my breakfast, and I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at my altar with my grandma. My grandparents are picture there, and I look at my grandmother, and I'm like, if that was for real, send me a sign. I get on fucking Instagram. My grandmother had a very specific toaster from the late '60s, early '70s, and it like automatically lowered the stuff in and up. And she had that toaster up until like 2015 because it finally died after like 50 years.
Right.
There was a woman toasting a bagel in that same exact toaster.
Oh my gosh.
And I literally sat there and I was like, okay, like this is interesting.
Wow. I love when you ask for a sign and it really comes through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it also shows that you're really in a time of your life where you need that guidance from that very specific spirit.
Yeah.
And it's like and it's like I kind of am at that point. Like I can definitely tell things are blooming. Like in the past week,
Great.
things have been blooming, and also I feel like I've been like standing in my truth more than I think I ever have.
You have really been asserting yourself
And I've
as
been-
like the true you.
Yeah, and like
It started with your hair.
yes,
That it all kind of started.
because I started January, bleached my hair, and now I have a mohawk, and
Yes.
it's like I feel correct. It's not so much a mohawk; it's more of like a wolf cut It's like it's a faux hawky like.
It's a wolf hawk.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
You have a mane.
I do.
Oh,
great.
yeah.
I do.
Exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
Maine.
So, but it's like, yeah, I definitely feel like I'm like embracing.
No, I even said it like I saw you and I was like, oh, you look like you.
Yeah.
Like I've never actually met you.
Yeah.
I was really quiet all last year. Like
You were.
Like I also like it's like I was really working on stuff and laying a lot of groundwork. So
Yeah, but I think we bonded right away over our B-rated love.
oh my god, what are some
Our
of
love
your
of
favorite
B-rated
horror movies? Yeah.
Oh, sidebar as we transition into
Yeah.
horror. Let me just say, every Tuesday at Haven is going to be horror movie night.
And we might or might not do a live podcast taping afterwards involving Zenobia bitching about the movies. So
Great.
Because we
Oh,
plan to screen
Definitely
a
have to
lot
have-
of those B flicks, a
Yeah.
lot of trauma. You know, some of the
Oh, let's see.
classics.
We got to do Showgirls. I consider, even though that's my favorite movie, it's a horror movie. It's a horror movie. Showgirls is the best.
No, bring your movies. Like, yes. You have to let me know ahead of time, though, because the projector has to hook up to the laptop, so I have to have it
We've
on
had that
my
issue
laptop.
before.
And Roger will fuck with it.
Here.
Yeah, Roger will mess with it.
We tried a
so-
movie night here. We tried to watch, oh my gosh,
the witch movie.
Witchcraft.
Was
Yeah.
it
Oh, The
Witchcraft?
Craft. The Craft.
The
Yeah.
Craft.
Yes, and
Or
we had
Hocus
issues.
Pocus was one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that one, but yeah.
Because there's no Wi-Fi here.
Right.
So,
So,
I
we
think
always
that
have
could
to
be
do a
part of it.
hotspot, so
Yeah.
we get a little touch and go with our signal. But if I have the movie on my computer ahead of time,
Yeah.
it won't need internet.
Great. Oh,
So we'll be good. So I'm taking suggestions. So please just message me on Facebook. and
Ooh.
throw out your suggestions for horror movies that you want screened, even if it's your own independent film. Like I will screen.
Oh damn!
I will show anything.
I think I was in
even
one.
if it's just
I was
like
in
an
one
art project. Like if it's horror related, it is for
yeah.
Tuesdays.
No, I think
Yeah.
it's a thriller. I was cast in one when I went to Towson. And it was like a psychological thriller. We filmed in one of that like student housing.
I've got to see that. I've got to see
And
that.
it's like it was weird. It was like, oh yeah, I had to find it.
Tuesdays, I'm going to
it's
start
somewhere.
opening it up for
Yeah.
like, your own like haunted house building, like props, like anything spooky, like anything horror and Halloween
Yes.
related. I want to do, how to DIY haunt building, your props, makeup,
Oh, dude.
special effects.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, my
for-
daughter's really good at that. Now,
Yes.
she actually was on the art department.
Would she
did
come
makeup,
in
and she did a movie with Towson.
Oh, yeah.
Kids, re-election.
Ooh.
I loved it.
if she wants to come in, I would.
Yeah.
She would love it.
Yeah. And I want people to dress in costume for these events too, dress up, do whatever, show off your own skills. Like we're really trying to have a party, having fun. Mondays and Tuesdays, just all about showing yourself off.
Yeah.
We could do a movie, a short clip.
We could make a movie ourselves, yes.
When you guys come over,
I want a reality show.
I'm not
though.
saying.
Oh, I want one too.
I'm not
I wa-
saying the date, but we're all coming to my house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have.
You have ghosts in your house too.
I do have ghosts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
That's a fun Purple Cauldron adventure that you guys can't join unless you want to.
I mean, honestly, you can't really join unless like we've accepted.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
It's
Very
not
true.
an open invite, but
We're like that.
yeah.
It's Wednesday. You
I
can
did
sit with
just
us.
have a public
Yeah.
announcement. Now this
Right.
is very not public. So.
But like the thing is though, is
yeah.
it's like, we kind of have to be a little exclusive because people are so weird about witchy people.
Well, and this also this one that we're starting to talk about is at a private residence.
Yeah, that's
So,
very true. Very
people-
true.
Right.
We
Right.
have to respect people's privacy, and
Yeah.
And we're
So
gonna
what is your address?
So,
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Ooh. Yay.
oh, look at that.
DC.
That is a very haunted building.
Yeah.
That is a very
Yeah, I
haunted
know.
building.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to do Ouija boards and seance.
Yeah,
But
I'll bring the spirit box.
yes, please do. And I want you guys to see my basement because that would make excellent location for a horror movie.
Ooh.
I mean, I can just see us doing doing a seance board with chalk on the
Oh,
floor.
we need to make like Haven commercials.
Oh,
We need to do,
I'm ordering a camera.
Video.
Like,
a huge furnace.
and doesn't like Noah have a bunch of film stuff?
He has an insane amount. Yes, yeah. He has
Okay.
there's a whole studio in my basement
Yeah.
at home. Like
Ooh.
whatever we need, we probably have, except maybe like the camera because our
Night vision
cameras,
IR.
our cameras. Yeah, I was gonna say our cameras are set up for
Yeah.
ghost hunting, so we got.
So when you first go into the coat closet, you open the floor, and it comes up. It's a
Oh. What
Yes.
year was your house built?
1900.
Okay.
And it's like, it reminded me of the movie The Conjuring. And then, you remember how they did the clap?
yes.
But they have that
Ed and
door.
Lorraine Warren are like my grandparents, and
I love them.
Love them.
I love them. But then you go down the steps, and it has this huge old furnace, but didn't disconnect it. But I'm telling you, you could have put bodies in there to burn them.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a really big. So we could do fun things down there.
I love it. And you've had you sent me some stuff. Like you've had paranormal stuff happening.
Oh yeah, remember?
You've also had. I mean, there's also weird shit on that street. There's weird shit in Havre de Grace,
Yeah.
like a big city. It seems like.
But I have that shadow man that stands out by my Broncos
Yeah.
sometimes.
which I would get you. That's
You've seen those pictures.
yes. There's
right?
something like, yeah. And also that street. I'm not gonna say the street because like I have another friend that lives there. There's weird stuff that happens on that street.
Oh
There's
yeah.
there's another street towards the front of town that I have seen. I saw. It was really cool. It was like a clip out of an old black and white movie.
Wow.
I looked down the street, and it's a very, very narrow, like side street on your way, either into town or out of town, depending which direction you're going. But I just mean it's not like it's on the main drag. Is all I
Right.
mean. But anyway, so I looked down that road one night because Noah was driving.
Well, we do like
And,
late night like drives.
We do. We go around cryptid hunting and things. And
That's
Tuesdays are
cool.
cryptid meetups. So, if y'all want to come out. Not Tuesdays, Mellow Mondays, second Mondays. I was thinking of the second day of the week.
Yeah, just
when I
follow
said
on social
Tuesday,
media,
but
you'll
just
find
follow- Yeah. But anyway, so we were driving home and I saw, it looked like, the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz.
Elphaba.
I don't know her. She has a name?
Yeah, and Wicked, her name's Elphaba.
Okay.
And she's misunderstood. The real evil one is the wizard.
Okay, so
I can see that. I've never seen it. Yeah.
that
I
mo-
love.
that movie
I'm a
has all
theater
kinds-
gay. I mean, I
that-
love. Yeah.
No, that movie has all kinds of little like Easter eggs. And
Well, no, Wicked.
Stuff.
Like,
I'm not talking about Wicked.
okay.
I'm talking about Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but Wicked explains the Wicked Witch.
Oh, yeah.
Her name.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why her name's Elphaba. Like
Okay.
you find that out in Wicked. Oh. And you find out she's not really that wicked.
Well,
She's a misunderstood witch.
yeah, it was like the backstory of her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that on.
It's so good. I saw it
Richmond
in high school. We actually went to New York, and I found the playbill when I was moving a few years ago, and it was actually with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. And I was like, I remember being blown away. Like, Idina Menzel's in full Elphaba makeup, just singing "Defying Gravity," raising up, and it's like, I remember dying, and
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that's why it was so good. Because
Yeah.
I've seen it since, and it's not as good, sadly.
But so you remember her in when Dorothy is in her coma and the tornado's going on. You see her riding her bicycle. It's a basket and it's
Right,
more of
right.
like a tricycle kind of look. Even it has two wheels, but so that outfit that she's wearing, that dress, the hat, the way her
Yeah.
hair is, her profile view, everything. So I saw that. Right on, at the beginning of town here,
Wow.
down one of those side streets, and it was like a bubble of a cigarette burn, hole in time. Like
Wow.
it looked like the modern day disappeared, and I was actually looking back in time,
Oh, wow.
and it was in black and white, and this lady looked just like her on her bike in the tornado scene in Wizard of Oz. Same
Wait,
kind
I'll
of
cut this out. What street is this? Well, we could say this. So we'll leave this in. They did close the hospital here in Havre de Grace. I want to ghost hunt there. That
my-
building is so
would be
haunted.
so cool.
I know so many nurses that work there and so many people that work in the hospital.
Can you talk to them and see if?
A lot of them don't work there anymore. Haven't
Okay.
worked there in years.
Okay.
I mean, even people dating back to like the 70s and 80s, and they've all said like, it's so haunted. I would love to go in there and just like, because I know there's a lot of good. The nursing home too. I mean, Havre de Grace is a very haunted place.
Yeah, and even though like we're saying hospital and nursing home, and everyone listening might say, "Oh yeah, of course those places attract energy," but it's more than the residents and patients who live there. Like
Yeah.
it's the land too,
Yeah.
and Havre de
Yeah.
Grace was burned.
Well, like, and most houses, that's why I asked what year your house was born. Most houses in Havre de Grace have a ghost. Like, Linnea has a ghost.
They're all over 100
I mean,
years old for the most part.
I keep my place pretty safe, but I mean, there definitely is some spirits
Yeah,
outside
but that
of my
whole
house.
street is weird. Like, haven't you seen the shadows under the streetlights and stuff?
Oh, totally.
Like,
Now, where I live?
yes.
Oh, totally.
Your street has like.
There's an imp.
I was gonna say
One of
something.
my, like,
I was about to say your street is demonic.
yeah, like, there's a fucking imp. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, I keep that shit, like, locked down.
Yeah, yeah. But I saw her going down on the road,
Yeah.
and riding a bicycle. But it had like the two wheels on the back. It was like the tricycle.
Oh, wow.
And it had the big basket. Like you guys can picture this, right?
Yeah.
Like it's 20s, 30s,
Right.
kind of thing. And it was a wicker basket. Like it had so much detail, even though it was in black and white. But the edges were fuzzy, so that's how I
Yeah.
see things. It's like burns in like a cigarette burn. Like I'm saying, like it starts slow and it just expands and expands.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then usually I can't stand it and look away before the scene fully opens up.
Yeah.
But that night I did see her. She stopped at a stop sign and turned right. The
Wow.
end, but it was so.
Well, there's a lot.
It's been a long time since I've seen anything solid too.
Yeah.
Like I don't see full apparitions like that. Usually I just get glimpses out the corner of my eye.
Mm-hmm. No, that's how I am,
So that
too.
really just like stood out. Like this town, it has some energy.
I love it, though.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we've been talking for a little bit. Let's start wrapping up. Let's
Yes.
wrap. Okay, Sharon, I got to ask you, what's your favorite John Waters movie?
John Waters.
Yeah.
Serial Mom.
Oh, I knew it.
My daughter
I knew
said
it.
I-
I
that-
knew it.
I'm the serial mom without committing the
Yes. Oh, that's Serial
Serial.
Mom. I always say Serial
Love
Mom is my favorite later John Water movie. Female Trouble is my early one.
murder. Okay. Yeah.
So I
Crybaby.
knew it. Crybaby's another good one.
But Serial Mom is my absolute favorite.
yes, I just watched it like a week ago.
Did you?
I had to.
It's
I
like,
was
don't mess with my family. I will take you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's me.
I love it. I fucking love it. It's just a cocksucker residence.
Oh God, yes.
I love it. So wait, I think have I asked you, John Waters? I'm pretty sure I've asked you before.
Yeah, and
But
I was just
to-
like, I was really big on him, like for his like Divine era. Like,
I love
I
Divine.
love
Yeah,
Divine,
I love Divine.
like Pink
Yeah.
Flamingos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. And what are your favorite horror movies, both of you?
Well, my absolute favorite is the original Candyman.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So
Yes.
maybe like at face value, not the spookiest, but when when that came out, I was young, and you want to talk about like paralyzing fear that you can't look away from. Like I wanted to turn it off, but I couldn't. Because I watched
I
it,
was
like we
like
had
that
like
with Ghost
HBO
Ship.
at home or something like that, so I had to watch it with commercials and whatever. But I only saw it when it was on TV. We didn't go to the theater when I was young. I had a recurring nightmare for a week after watching that movie, and it was the weirdest. But also, it felt as real as sitting here right now doing this podcast does. Like Candyman was trying to break into my house from the outside. He was outside and he was just knocking, standing up straight, just knocking with like almost like the flat fist, not the knuckles, but and he had a plastic pink like iced tea pitcher.
All right.
That's what we had. That's what we used to make our drinks in. That was our one pitcher that we had in the house, and he had it under his arm, and he was like knocking, like he had stolen it, and then he was locked out. Whatever, but I just remember I was inside, and we had these big long floor length curtains that covered the back door, the basement door. So I always played in them when I was a kid, and like I tap danced on like the tiles because the rest of the basement was carpeted except for like by the door. So I was just played over there, and that's what I was doing in the dream. In the back curtains. And then he was knocking, and I was like, "Oof, no!" But the curtains were outside in the dream. It was all backwards. But anyway, so then I finally like opened the door because I was trying to get away from him, even though that required me to run into him.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I did, and then he followed me up the stairs. And he's like chasing me, and I'm like trying to get this like drink pitcher back from him.
How old were you?
What year did that movie come out?
It was the
93?
90s.
Yeah, so I was like 9.
I remember seeing it at Blockbuster.
Yeah,
It was Blockbuster.
Yeah, but and then all the scenes with like the girl, like when she was like going through the mirror. And the whole time when she was just like sneaking around,
It's like there's always one
really
movie,
like unnerved me, and I swear that influenced my Urbex that I love.
There's
to do so
always
much
one
now.
movie that like really scared,
But
like
it's-
Ghost Ship. Do you remember Ghost Ship?
I remember Ghost
That movie
Ship.
scared the
So
shit out of me.
No, but I had that nightmare
I
for
sleep on my
a week
mom's
straight.
floor when I watched it.
I kept sitting straight up, and it would wake me up, and I'd sit straight up, and I would try to scream.
And you couldn't scream.
Nothing would come out, not even air. Like my throat was just paralyzed. And then finally, one night, I was able to actually scream. Now, part of me in my head, I'm an only child, very imaginative, whatever. So I thought it would be cool because I saw it in movies, girls waking up from nightmares screaming. And I thought it would be cool. I wanted that experience.
Yeah.
Oh my God, such a theater kid.
I was so weird. Like, I made up my first lie I ever told my parents because I wanted to experience being in trouble.
Okay.
Ooh, such a queen.
Yep, because kids at school would tell me about their lives, and I wanted.
So Para Ann was a good little girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was a bad kid through and through.
I had I was very lucky to have a good upbringing.
That's awesome.
But there's just secrets that came out later in life, so it wasn't as good as it seemed on the surface. But
Was
anyway,
it a theater act?
my whole life's been.
I would
theater.
say with my family, it's
My
like,
whole life's a lie.
You know, the rug's 10 feet off the ground of all the shit that's been swept under it. But we're perfect.
Yeah.
And then when that gets put, it's crazy.
So the one night I was finally able to scream. It stopped the dream. Didn't have it anymore.
That's great. Wow.
I don't know what all that means, except maybe I
think
was
I'm gonna
trying to have a life experience.
I'm watching Candyman tonight.
Watching Candyman. And the new one, two thumbs
It's
up.
good?
Like it
I
almost
like the
makes you
original
cry because they do such a good nod to the original.
Yeah.
Plus they add the backstory and
Yeah.
then they bring it up to speed and continue the story. So they do 3 things at once.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. But you have to have seen the original to respect what they
Because
did.
that's the thing. Some
do.
of these remakes, like we talked about the Hellraiser one last podcast
Yeah.
we were on, and it's like
That was rushed.
Hellraiser
I mean,
is
that could've been-
it could have been a little bit better, but like Hellraiser is such like that's my favorite horror movie. Like you know, like if Pinhead came through, I'd probably go.
Oh my
easily.
gosh.
I mean, that's Daddy.
Daddy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy as fuck. Pinhead.
Yeah.
Well, new Pinhead's not Daddy as fuck.
It's
I like it. I like him, but like I want him.
They didn't show her long enough. Like,
Yes.
she needed to have she didn't have a role. Like it was
No, she did,
such
and
a
it was
tease.
recycled lines.
It was
from the original, and I'm like, you have an
Yeah.
entirely reimagined Pinhead.
They were just
as this,
trying to
like
remake
gender
the movie.
fuck, like
I did see the new one. Yeah.
It was good, but it had moments where I'm like, you could have,
Yeah.
and I felt like they could have leaned on the older one a little bit more.
And this is stuff that I want to do at like our
We watch Hellraiser?
at our
Yeah.
Terrible Tuesdays. Yeah, that's what they're
I
going to
love
be
it.
like
Ooh.
for horror night. Like we're going to watch movies and then we're going to talk about them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait,
And
so
then-
what's your favorite horror movie?
Halloween,
Okay.
The original or the
Yes.
whole series?
Yes, 'cause
1978.
You when we were carving pumpkins here on Halloween, you carved the exact Halloween one.
That's right. I did.
yeah. I
Yeah.
painted a pumpkin. I painted it on canvas
Yeah.
because I was like, I'm not carving pumpkin. I'm not getting dirty with the guts.
Oh yeah. I loved the 1978 one. And if you ever watch the behind the scenes, they talk about how they made it.
Yep.
And it was the first film
Isn't that so
that they
cool?
yeah,
how
that they
did
went
some of
through
those-
and they just
Oh.
kept filming it through. They didn't have to stop the camera and then use like Netflix. It's movies that made your life.
Oh yeah.
And
gotta
then
watch
Halloween,
it.
and it was so good. And it talked about how young and poor they were when they made that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're always the best movie. Like John
yeah.
Waters' early films, like he was
Yeah.
from like a 9mm.
That's
like,
when like they still have the heart. They still care
Yes.
so much.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know? They're still trying to
because it's one of those
convey.
things like we live in such a capitalistic society that says like you have to have money to make good stuff, and it's like no, like
No.
a lot of people like if you have the creativity and like you ride on that, you don't need money to make great shit.
No, and like it's even like I've had these conversations with friends who, I've known for a decade or more, and we've been through all kinds of situations together. We look back and we're like, when we were poor and struggling, we were the tightest and we had so much fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's true.
Because we needed that.
And you don't know you're having fun when
Until
you're having
after,
the
yeah.
fun
no, because
until you
in the
look
moment
back.
it's really hard. You're really
Like,
struggling.
I think back about most of my 20s, and I even like, I look at a lot of it, and I'm like, it was a struggle, but like I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
had
if I
so
never
much
knew that
fun.
struggle, like
And I'm happy that it was before social media really took off.
Yeah, me too.
Because
The
if
things I
people
would have
knew the
posted
shit
about
I
myself.
did,
No, yes,
like
exactly.
I'm happy that there's no record of some
oh my
of the
god, I
stuff.
think about that. If
Me
I had
too.
Facebook in high school,
Oh my
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have been punished a lot.
I would have I can't.
Well,
Check
sometimes
into this hotel, check into that hotel.
Well, sometimes
My dad was a police.
Been there.
I
Oof.
had to be really careful.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just had. I had bullies,
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I
I
yeah,
did.
I did too.
so they
I
would have
loved- I
found me,
lo-
and it would have. Yeah, they already found me on AOL, so I've had the experience of the
Oh, you're
internet.
talking about that? I was like, there was a lot of boys with me. I loved
But,
I
like,
loved boys back then.
Oh, that's all. And the accessibility of like.
And what's funny
Yeah.
is like I knew who all the gays were, and so like now that it's like I was punk rock and I came out in high school like in like 2007. Yeah, I got a lot of shit for it, but like oh well.
Well, Derek,
This has been such a fun podcast.
what is
Plug-
your favorite horror movie
Oh.
besides Showgirls? We all know you love
Showgirls,
Showgirls.
Hellraiser, Serial Mom?
No. You're number one. Pick.
Oh god.
Scary.
Putting you on the
Oh.
spot. Pick.
Oh god, there's so many to choose from. I really like Bride of Chucky. That really just
Okay.
like with
That was
Jennifer
cool.
Tilly, like that one is I love it because it's campy.
Yeah.
Because I like horror, but I like to laugh. Oh god, I should probably watch Ghost Ship just because I haven't watched it since it scared the shit out of me. God, probably Hellraiser.
Yeah.
like Hellraiser number one
Overall.
horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Aaron Brockovich. I mean, that's kind of a horror movie.
You
I
know,
love
just
it.
because it's not labeled in horror
Yeah.
doesn't mean it didn't scare you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And like, do you remember the Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh yeah.
I fucking loved all of
Dude,
them.
you hit on it. So
like that.
Yes.
Like I loved all of them.
That's the vibe I'm
Book
going
fairs.
for. Spirits Wakes.
Reminds me of book fairs.
Spirits Wake meetings are going to be the last Mellow Monday of every month. So that's my paranormal meetup.
Okay.
Ooh.
And you said, "Are you afraid of the dark?" That's the same vibe I'm
Can
going
we have like?
for. We're
it's
going to
like the
have a
Midnight
fake
Society?
fire. We're going to have
Oh
electric
yes.
fire.
Oh yes.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going to have chairs that
Oh
surround
yes. But I'm also very big into like paranormal reality television, even back in the day. So like, I don't really watch a lot of scripted movies. Like I watch Straight Jacket with Joan Crawford. That's my other favorite horror movie.
it. There we go.
Okay.
Came out in
Okay.
1965. It's amazing. Joan Crawford's amazing. But I watched a lot of paranormal reality television back in the day, like Scariest Places on Earth.
I loved that stuff. Yes.
Ghost Hunters,
Yes,
the
yes,
original
yes.
Ghost Hunters,
The original-
like Unsolved Mysteries, like
Oh yeah,
those
me too.
type of
I
shit.
grew up on it.
That's what I watched all the time.
Yeah.
So it was my fave. All right. Well, this has been such a fun podcast episode. Plug yourself. Both of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Sharon, and I own Silver Lining Memories.
Yes. Follow us. I'll have links for you. So.
But what
okay,
does
thank
Silver
you.
Lining Memories do?
Well, I can personalize almost anything.
Mm-hmm. Can you personalize a dildo?
Yes.
Yes. A fleshlight.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, I
Zenobia
can.
Darling branded fleshlights.
Can you imagine your face, like Zenobia's face, just all over like a 10-inch?
with like the black lipstick
Oh my
with the
gosh.
silver?
Just to make the boxes, design the
Oh
boxes.
my god.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
We could just design a
We'd
box.
have to have like your kiss mark, just like, mwah. Yeah, or like a peach. Like,
Yeah, because the signature is that the purple black lipstick with the glitter
Mm-hmm.
on like a red Solo cup. Because again, I'm trashy as hell.
But
Oh
trashy
yeah, we
makes
could do
it-
that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Well done, Trash's class.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It truly is. That's John Water. So
Yeah.
that would be fun. I tried to design a glass for you
Mm-hmm.
for your closing of your art gallery, but I thought about it too late.
Mm-hmm.
So the next time you have something, I
Yeah.
want to design like a wine glass.
because yes,
Yeah, I do wine glasses. Save the dates with like
I want you to do
skeleton
my coffee
couples.
mugs.
I can do your coffee mugs, keychains. My 200
Oh, we can do some.
other
We can do
keychains
some
are
Zenobia
beautiful.
Darling merch.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
talk about it off mic.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you make pins?
pins.
Or
Oh,
are you
I've
just
never
on
made 'em.
textiles?
Mainly right now in textiles, but usually when I say I
Never
haven't
know.
tried it, I usually figure it out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's how. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent. So let's talk.
Yeah.
Where can we find you, Perry Ann?
Oh my god, you can find. I'm gonna be living here
I mean,
at
this is what,
Haven now.
third episode you've been on the podcast.
Third episode, yes, we might make it a regular thing. We should
Yes.
see. So no, I'm just at Haven every Monday
Yeah.
and Tuesday from
Coffee of the Dead will be coming back.
Yes, Coffee with the Dead.
With
I have to decide on a good day for it. It might actually be Tuesdays, but we'll see.
Zenobia Darling might make an appearance.
She better,
She will. She will.
because this is going to be video.
Well,
so,
I'm
I need to see her awesome
Let me just
self.
say, I'm racking up a lot of miles on my UFO.
You know, what's another couple hundred?
I mean, it's a UFO, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. What's it run on? Just like abductees and
Yeah, and the screams of children.
yes,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
like Monsters Inc.
yeah.
Absolutely.
and gin. Gin and glitter and the screams of children.
And caffeine. Yeah.
Red Bull. All right, so peace out. I'm busting up to the UFO. Fuck off, guys. Bye.
Bye.